burst into the room and shattered the old woman's skull. That's what must be done. I even searched around with my eyes and was content upon noticing a cricket mallet that had for no known reason and for many years been standing in the corner of the hallway. Grabbed the mallet, burst into the room and slammed. The shivers had not yet passed. I stood with shoulders raised from the inner chill. My thoughts raised, got tangled and returned to the starting point, then raised again, gaining new ground, while I stood listening intently to my thoughts and was as if standing apart from them, as if I were not their captain. Dead people, my own thoughts were explaining to me, are a no good lot. It's wrong to call them deceased, because they are rather undeceased. They have to be watched and carefully. Ask any watchman and the mortuary, why do you think he's been posted there? For one thing only, to keep watch so that the dead people won't crawl away. There have been in this regard some curious cases. One dead man, while the watchman was at the public bath on the executive orders, crawled out of the mortuary and into the disinfection chamber, and there he ate a bunch of linens. The sanitation crew gave him an excellent thrashing, but they had to pay for the ruined linen out of their own pockets. And another dead man crawled into the maternity ward and scared everyone to the point that one of the mother-to-be manufactured a premature miscarriage, and the dead man threw himself into the ejected fetus and chewing loudly set to consuming it. And when one nurse struck the dead man on the back with a wooden stool, he bit the brave nurse in the leg, and she was infected with corpse poison and died soon thereafter. So dead people are no good lot. You can't let down your guard. Stop, I said to my own thoughts. You are talking nonsense. Dead people are immobile. All right, my own thoughts said to me. Then go into your room where there is, as you say, an immobile dead person. A surprising stubbornness spoke up inside me. I will, I said, with confidence to my own thoughts. Try it, my own thoughts mocked me. The mockery infuriated me once and for all. I grabbed the crooked mallet and rushed to the door. Wait, my own thoughts shouted to me, but I had already turned the key and thrown the door wide open. The old woman lay by the threshold with her face to the floor. With the cricket mallet raised, I stood at the ready. The old woman didn't budge. My shivers subsided, and my thoughts flowed bright and clear. I was the captain of them. First things first, close the door, I commanded myself. I took the key out of outer side of the door and inserted it on the inside. I did this with my left hand, while in my right I held the crooked mallet and did not let the old woman out of my sight the whole time. I locked the door and cautiously stepped over the old woman, walked out into the middle of the room. Now I'm going to get even with you, I said. I had come up with a plan, the kind that Murderers in the crime novels and the newspaper stories regularly rethought too. I wanted simply to hide the old woman in a suitcase, take her outside the city and dump her in a swamp. I knew one such place. The suitcase was under the sofa. I dragged it out and opened it. In it were various odd items, several books, an old felt hat, and torn linens. I laid all this out on the sofa. At that moment, the apartment door slammed, and it seemed to me that the old woman shuddered. Momentarily, I jumped up and grabbed the crooked mallet. The old woman is lying still. I stand there listening. It's the engine driver came back. I hear him walking in his room. Now he's walking down the corridor into the kitchen. It would be no good if Maria Vasilievna tells him of my crazy behavior. Damn it all, I should walk down the hallway and calm them with my appearance.